But yeah, I've got a plan. I've got a plan today. It's going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm very glad that we're going to get, hopefully, a new...
Hey, Johnny boy.
Oh, hello. A new player on stream who I don't know much about, but I've been informed that he is pretty good at one specific thing, and it just so happens to be the thing that I was looking for somebody to be good at. So that's going to be useful. It's going to be very useful. Yeah, if anybody else subs throughout this, I'll probably catch you after the game is done. I'll probably catch you after the game is done. These guys are going to be playing we talked about this in a previous stream, and a previous video, I suppose, because they're both the same. They're going to be doing the flicks and fakes 1v1. So I guess I could maybe explain to them. Okay, only goalkeeping on defense. No. All right, let's just see if I was going to make a reel, but we're going to see if they can figure it out. I'm pretty sure that they know what's up. So it's one possession about, and you're only allowed to score flicks and fakes. So AyyJayy is going to dribble this back into his half and hopefully not score an own goal in his on-stream debut. That would have been good. Up against Red, who is going to shadow almost certainly, because that's pretty much the only way that you can defend against flicks and fakes reliably. And he can't keep the first one out. AyyJayy, the current ranked 12th player in 1v1, was recommended to me by Red, who we're currently on board with. Red is of the opinion that AyyJayy might be the best flicker in the game. Although it looks like they're not even going to do one possession about. They're just going to do only flicks on offense and goalkeeping on defense. Usually if one person scores with a flick or with any imposed 1v1 rule, oh, that would have been beautiful. It's unfortunate Red can't even do anything about that. He missed, so he can't even put it in. That would have been great though. The super delayed backflip pop acceleration from AyyJayy. He's looking for the top left. He can't find it though. Red does get in the way.
Hey, Johnny boy.
Like I was going to say, usually in these 1v1s, if somebody scores, the other player is then allowed to just take the possession. But look at this, from point blank range, it's going to be so hard to deal with the reverse 45-degree flicks. We've all seen this from Red before. We know that he is a master of this technique, but he told me that AyyJayy is the best, in his opinion. Alright, I was really quickly typing something. Oh my goodness, we just about got out of there in time to see AyyJayy's goal. Red perhaps a little bit too cheeky while waiting for that. He is way off his goal line there, which is not the best place if you're going to try and defend against flick. So since AyyJayy just scored, it is now Red's ball. There we go. So Red is going to be the next person to start a flick. He's allowed to take as long as he wants to do this. If he is if he's losing. There we go. I'm gonna say an accidental fake from Red. Don't know if he meant this, but we're definitely gonna watch it from AyyJayy's POV. So it's so difficult if you're the defender and you're facing the ball. You're not able to assume a shadowing position. It's really difficult then to both cover the flick, because of course Red was threatening from his perspective a top right corner flick there, and just like we saw there from AyyJayy. But if you just let the ball roll off your card, it's going to go in the, not just the other side of the goal, but also it's going to go low instead of high, most likely. Was there any conversation about making the World Cup games 10 minutes instead of 5? Yes, there was, and I actually went and watched a 10-minute game myself just to compare, and you will not believe how long a 10-minute game feels. It's just ridiculous. Oh, right. We're going to have to be a little bit careful here. Did Red put this on target with the flick? I mean, in theory, this is a flick goal, really. What do you guys think? The ball would not have made it into the goal, but it pretty much landed on him. Are we going to let that fly? Are we going to let that fly? Press 1 if you think that counts as a flick/fake goal. Press 2 if you think that is going to be overruled. I think we have to let him have it because it did just hit his car. I think it's fine. Oh my word! AyyJayy is a monster at flicks. I've never seen this guy play outside of Dapper's stream occasionally. That's not even a 45-degree flick. That is a 180 backflip. What a shot from the halfway line. Yeah, I think most of you guys think it counts, and that's also what I think. I think we're just going to let him have it for that one. But the power on that flick from AyyJayy is certainly something to be scared of. Red is trying to be a little bit more cheeky with his, and I think AyyJay's figured this out already. Is that Red has decided that AyyJayy has the advantage when it comes to power, so what he's going to try and do is try to delay his flick as much as possible and then give it a bit more of a arcing trajectory. So another, more of a pop there than a flick. But like I said before, Red trying to slow the play down, trying to get a pre-jump out of AyyJayy. And a very tame flick there from AyyJayy compared to the one that he did before. He also sniped Scrub on EU and beat him. Yeah, I've seen AyyJayy on Scrub stream a few times. He doesn't have much success against Scrub from what I know, or from what I've seen. But there are hardly any players who do, so it's not like that's bad news. My goodness, the consistency of power from AyyJayy, very impressive. It just shows how deadly a flick can be if it is mastered properly. And the other danger of a player who's really good at a negative or a reverse 45-degree flick is that their recovery time is better than a player who's doing a front flip flick. That ball nearly creeping in. He thought AyyJayy was just going to leave that to roll across the line if it had enough speed. Red might be in a bit of an awkward position now. He will most likely have to dribble this back. Since he is losing, he has allowed this this extra time to set up. But if a player is winning, we will frown upon them with as sharp angled eyebrows as possible. Because of course if you're winning and you're taking forever to set up, you're not really being very sportsmanlike. You're not giving your opponent a chance to make a comeback happen in a game mode which is fully revolved around reactive goalkeeping. Have I considered a 1v1 league? Well, the problem with leagues in things like Rocket League, when you don't have a ton of prize money, it's super hard to keep players interested. It's very difficult to get players both to commit initially and then even harder to get them to commit over the full duration of the league.
Boy.
So it's not likely that a 1v1 league would be possible. Did AyyJayy just ruin a possession play by passing the ball to Red? If you do, okay, Red's going to give it back. That's very, very kind of him. I don't think that was necessary. AyyJayy, even from a standstill almost, still able to accelerate the ball a great deal. He is not moving very fast here. The jump is really the important part there. He makes sure not to let the ball fall off his car.
Hey, Johnny
almost
boy.
At any moment there. And yeah, thanks for all the subs, guys. I think I will try to keep up. Buffalo says with 250 bits, a bunch of spam. Streaming something hot and spicy. Yes, it is. This is a bit of a hot and spicy stream today. You're not wrong. AyyJayy will take the first game. There's no way that Red will have time to score a goal, defend an AyyJayy shot, and score another. He'll try and make it a 1-goal difference, though. And he will. Will AyyJayy give him a chance to tie this? Is he going to make it interesting? I wouldn't if I was him. I would just take the W. He's earned it. It is his possession at this point. He might do this really quickly just to give Red a chance. Oh no, he didn't flip enough. Well, he is going to let the ball roll to Red. So he's saying, Red, come at me. What you got, bro? And Red is going to have to be so careful not to drop the ball. He doesn't have much boost to play with, and AyyJayy might regret giving Red another chance because Red 100% success rate in his final 2 shots. AyyJayy had the boost advantage, but you see his autopilot driving him forward in a position where it was not necessary to move forward. It would have been very difficult there for Red to put the ball into the top right corner as he was looking at the goal. That was the side of the goal that AyyJayy was moving towards. The one thing about these 45-degree flicks is that you can't really choose where to shoot the ball. Once you've committed to the flick, you're almost all in on shooting the ball at a specific corner or in a specific direction. It's the acceleration that makes it so deadly. But there we go, side flip flick from Red is a much easier shot to place, and Red is going to take game 1. I thought it would be impossible. I think AyyJayy could have just played the... Well, he could have played to win there, essentially. And... yeah, Red says hard to be creative when they know it's coming. That is the challenge, my friend. That is exactly the point. I mean, I'm sure that you guys are just as impressed as I am with the mechanics of these 45-degree reverse flicks. I'd like to highlight again how good they are for recovering as well. Players much better at getting back into position after the fact when they make one of those plays.
Boy.
Well, let me just really quickly catch up on subs. We got Almighty Afroman, new sub, welcome to you. Hugo Drax, welcome back for the 7th month in a row. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Your nose makes me happy when skies are great. Well, at least someone likes my nose. Red is trying to be creative, like he said at the end of the last game. He's trying to change up his style for flicks as much as possible. Great placement and an own goal, perhaps, by Red. This is really, really well placed, though, by AyyJayy. Like I said before, though, there's only one way that he can shoot that ball. He can only put that top right. I think it might have been going in anyway, but Red makes it go in a little bit faster with that pre-jump. Is bumping allied with fakes. Nah, I don't think we're... No, we'll do a bumping only 1v1 with Jesse, I'm sure, one day. We'll just get Jesse versus somebody, and the only way that they're allowed to score is by rolling the ball on target and then bumping a goalkeeper out of the way. That would be really funny. I don't think it would work as well, but it would be comedy, for sure. Flurry Flax, welcome back, 8 months. 8 months of beanage, love it, keep up the good moy. You keep up the good moy, my friend. The good hello, as it literally translates. Again, great acceleration from AyyJayy. Red nearly getting caught off guard because he was pretty close to the play. These guys are being so nice to each other. There's been a couple of other imposed scoring rule 1v1s that I've done where the players have been savage and stealing each other's boost and bumping each other and making it difficult for the recycle of possession to occur. But these guys are so nice. They're giving each other the ball, trying to make it as easy as possible. I wonder where the next adaptation for this flick technique is going to come from, because we've all become acquainted with how fast the shot can be. We're all ready. Well, we know that it's coming, but stopping it is another story. It's pretty smart what AyyJayy is doing there. He's feathering his boost just to get some gradual acceleration. He does not want to lose control of the ball by letting it fall off the front of his car. But AyyJayy looks like his goalkeeping might be second best, at least so far. His positioning has been called into question from Red's accuracy. I'm sure after letting Red get that close, well, in this challenge you don't really have a choice, but I'm sure with Red being that close, AyyJayy would have needed a pre-jump to save that one. But he failed to identify that and accidentally got a little bit too far forward off his goal line. And AyyJayy didn't really have a scoring angle in his last shot as well, it's worth mentioning. Oh my goodness, I'm way behind the subs. How has this happened? Why does this always happen to me? I'm gonna go in the order that they occurred. Polly GG, I got you, brother man, all day, baby. Thanks for the 3 months. As another shot rockets in from AyyJayy. I don't know if honestly, this might not be savable with current Rocket League metagame in 1v1. If you just give somebody who knows how to do a 45-degree reverse flick. Sorry. It's a mouthful. But I think if somebody knows how to do this well, and you give them space and you don't pre-jump, I don't think it's savable by reaction time. It's just too fast. Red did go for a mind game, trying to pull that pre-jump out of AyyJayy. But AyyJayy held his ground. It seems to me like Red is the player who's trying to be more tricky, more creative. He respects the fact that AyyJayy might have him in terms of brute force and speed. And another fake. That was one of those fakes where Red, he had options there.
Johnny boy.
He might not have been 100% going for a fake. He was going for the lightest touch imaginable, and then if a fake happens, that's fine. You know what I mean? Because if a fake happens on a shot where you're trying to barely touch the ball, then your opponent has to wait ages to even see if you did make contact. The last few flicks have been pretty underwhelming. Slow approach, not much height on the ball. There's a much better one, but Red showing us exactly what you need to do. Pre-jumping to get in the way of it. Who else we got here? Dan Hotch, welcome back 2 months in a row, boy boomer. And that's actually an air dribble by Red. Not a flick. He went into autopilot mode there and just started scoring, and then he was like, wait a minute, what am I doing? That's not a flick or a fake. It is neither, and we're only allowed to score the 2 Fs right now. Red is going to be a little bit stylish on the approach, and another happy little accident fake does occur. He has the lead still. AyyJayy has not been able to score or even make contact with as many flicks as he did in the previous match. He was really on point from the get-go. I've got to give him credit. He started off really strong out the gates. And he's been getting worse. My goodness, there was one of those flicks that we saw from Lethamyr versus Scrub, where it all happens so fast. The car is barely moving in the approach, and then the time between the initial jump and the flick occurring is the thing that really makes it stand out. That's what stood out for Lethamyr's flicks for me, is he went from the ground and then into the flick so quickly that it really did surprise me.
Hey, Johnny boy.
Although I'm most surprised right now that these guys are not just going for more brute force speed flicks, because they're both very capable of that, just launching it in. I think AyyJayy might be trying, but he's just mechanically messing it up on the past few attempts, which I'm sure is not intentional. Red does pull out a great save from AyyJayy. That would have been probably AyyJay's best save of the game, I think.
Boy.
Croc12, thanks for the 2 months. He says, Moi, will I say, welcome back. And AyyJayy does find the back of the net. Credit to Red for being close to this one. AyyJayy says to Red that Red is so hard to fake, and he's not wrong. Red has yet to be faked, I think. And Red has successfully faked AyyJayy twice, if I recall. Red says, I shadow a lot now thanks to Scrub. So I don't know if he's referring to the fact that he might watch Scrub's play and try to emulate Scrub's defense, or if he just learned how to defend like this by playing against Scrub. But either way, a compliment to the youngster from Scotland. Born3112, welcome back for the fourth month in a row. Boy cringe, he says. Taco Blowfish, 4 months in a row, also welcome back. Final chance in game 2 for AyyJayy to tie it up, and he's missed it completely. Red is going to try and keep it up, and he will. Interesting that these guys are not tryharding that much. They're really giving it their best to keep the ball in the air. Red might actually kept it up again. That was an excellent recovery. Nearly keeping it up. I think he would have needed a wave dash there to reach the ball in time to get underneath it, but he almost made it. I've got to give him credit where credit is due. He nearly made it there to get underneath the ball. June XT, welcome back for the 2nd month in a row, and thanks for the kind words. Greenzoid2, welcome back for the 9th month in a row. Have I heard about this new website called Bad Panda? Yes, I have. I'm a filthy sellout. I'm sorry.
Hey, Johnny boy.
I appreciate the 9 months, dude. That is a baby. Sorry, guys, who think I'm just reading people's names wrong. I'm just way behind on sub alerts. This is a bit more of a chilled out commentary style, so I think squeezing them in is not a terrible idea. This is one of the more slow and methodical of the 1v1 imposed scoring rule matches that we've done. Is this going on YouTube? Of course it is. Of course it is. Fat Twitch, welcome to the stream. You are a new sub. Ashley Senpai, 8 months in a row, welcome back to you. Hello, boy. Well, hello, girl. An Epic Toasty, the main hen, 13 months in a row, and a celebratory goal from AyyJayy to celebrate, I believe, the first 13th month resub. You know what's happening with I-61, if it is main stage or what. I've got absolutely no idea what is happening in I-61. All I know is that people in esports are very last minute. Good save by AyyJayy. I thought that was going to find the back of the net for sure. It's Red flicked that pretty late. AyyJayy lacking some power once again. He needs to find the consistency that he had in game 1. Remember, game 1 really was thrown away by AyyJayy, and he won't mind that much. He was just trying to have a bit of fun, give Red a chance to come back, which Red was very thankful for and accepted the gift. Apologies, by the way, if I did miss your sub. There were a lot in quick succession because I've been away for about half a week, so whenever that happens, it tends to be a bit of a pile-up in my Twitch alerts. Oh, the bump by Red, that would have been... I think we would have had to allow that if the ball did roll in, honestly. As AyyJayy trying to get more creative. I don't know if this is 100% creativity from him or just the whoops, I've accidentally dropped the ball off the wrong side of my car and now I'm going to try and do whatever with it that I can. AyyJayy's goalkeeping is improving though. Maybe just shaky start to his stream debut. And now he's upped his game. But, oh, that was a 360 flick attempt, but not in the direction that we're used to seeing 360. Usually we see the 360. Oh, that's a great aerial shot by Red. It is not a flick, though. We have to say that this is certainly not falling within the category of shots that we're talking about, but it's a great shot. Look at that. He even gets ahead of it and pops it just to arc it up high. But I'm not going to be too strict to those. That goal was a really, really good one. I don't know what... I'm not going to be too strict with it, but I don't know if you guys want me to be too super strict and really force the goals to be only the type that we want. Yeah, I think I was going to count it as well. You guys agree? I'm glad that you guys agree. It was more for me of an aerial shot, but that's just a technicality. You know what I mean? I'm just being overly technical with my descriptions. But it wasn't a terrible shot. Don't worry. I'm under no illusion that was a good shot. Do you think you can call it do you think you could do a 720-degree flick? I don't know if that's possible, because of course the dodge timer in Rocket League is 1.5 seconds. Oh, AyyJayy with a great own goal. We saw a great own goal from Red earlier, and AyyJay's one-upped him. I don't think this shot was going in. We will see. Oh, maybe it was. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think it was going in. Boy. Cairo, thanks for the 7 months in a row. Only 2 months till my baby, he says. I do appreciate that. Welcome back to you. That was a great finish, though. The own goal with the crossbar pinch. Not bad. I think for me, AyyJayy might just need to slow down his approach a little bit. You don't need to be going supersonic for a reverse 45-degree flick to be very, very difficult to defend. And AyyJayy is looking to accelerate the ball before flicking it. A lot more than Red is. Red just waits until he makes the flick itself. Didn't even need the second contact there. Just the initial lift was enough to take it past AyyJayy, who's goalkeeping once again a little bit impatient as he got stuck in no man's land. Not for the first time. John Dickerbano, thanks for the 5 months, by the way. As AyyJayy booms one in. This is more like what I want to see from him. I want AyyJayy to just forget about the brains aspect. Just plow it right into the net. Because I have to agree with Red. AyyJay's flicks might be the hardest to save if he connects the way that he wants to. Perhaps AyyJayy or Lethamyr are the two players that come to mind. Red being a little bit more creative as usual, looking for the close range. And then the last minute backflip flick. I really didn't know if he was going to go for the mind game here. It was an option. He could have just kept on carrying this ball underneath AyyJayy. Gone for a low 50-50. But look at that. AyyJayy, close but no cigar. He would have needed to be a little bit higher. Perhaps he would have needed to double jump there instead of dodging. The only reason, I think AyyJay's certainly had more consistency with this flick. Good save from Red. Getting a good read on the direction of AyyJay's shot before it occurred. But Leth also was able to generate ridiculous speed on the flicks. It was very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. And that is the flick that I'm talking about, the one from distance. The Speed Demon. It just accelerates so ridiculously quickly. I wish one of those channels like Rocket League Science, or I don't even remember if that's the real name of the channel, but there's a few of those channels that do like really, really in-depth descriptions and go into the specifics and the details of why certain mechanics in Rocket League happen the way that they do, how hitboxes interact with the ball. I'd love to see somebody try and break this down, because I mean I could do it, but I can't be bothered doing the research, so I'm not going to. Right, there's a bit of time wasting here. This is a little bit BM. He's dribbled the ball in a circle while being 2 goals in the lead. The flick was decent. It would have been an okay flick in a real game of Rocket League, because AyyJayy had to use a lot of boost there in order to get to the ball. But this will be 3-0 for Red. He has been too consistent, too smart for AyyJayy. AyyJay's brute force, although impressive to begin, was not consistent enough to go the distance of a series. What about Fairy Peak? Well, Fairy Peak is playing Batmobile again, and ever since Fairy Peak made that initial switch from Octane to Batmobile, he didn't look as deadly in the flick department. as when he was just an Octane player. At least that's what I thought. That's my opinion on the matter. Yeah, I've got a couple of other, you know, imposed rule 1v1s that I want to be doing. But yeah, I'm going to call that GG's for now, for the flicks and fakes. We'll change it up. We'll look for another topical series to cast. But that was AyyJay's first appearance in the stream. Certainly very, very impressive speed. And it's not just speed, but the acceleration on the ball. The fact that he's able to get it from almost, you know, just driving speed, and by driving speed I mean the maximum, the fastest speed you can go in Rocket League without boost, to a absolute rombo. That was certainly very impressive. We've seen that from Lethamyr before, but AyyJayy in game 1 especially was able to rip about 3 or 4 in a row. That sort of consistency is what you need if you want to bring this into your real Rocket League games, your actual ranked games, if you know what I mean. Yay, more cast. Yes, yeah. We definitely. I want to do another tournament, by the way, next week, guys, and I think I want to do another ones tournament, honestly. And the reason why, I'll just talk to you guys very briefly about this. But the reason why I want to do a ones tournament and not a twos tournament is because twos is just so difficult to get people online for. It's just really hard to get 16 people on and to be on the entire time. So I want to do another ones tournament, but I want to change something up. I don't want to just do the exact same format as before. So I mean, I'm open to suggestions. I do like Swiss format. I'm thinking, how many rounds of Swiss would you need before you have a top 4? I mean, you technically have a top 4 after one round of Swiss. It's, you know, 4 and 4, and then it goes to 2, 4 and 2. Some of you guys will have no idea what I'm talking about, but those of you who know what a Swiss bracket looks like, I wonder how I could incorporate a Swiss bracket into a tournament and make it feasible. You know what I mean? How could I make that work? You can do. There's different types of Swiss. There's a Swiss bracket where as soon as you've lost 2 games, you're out, and there's Swiss where you need to. You got 3 lives. It's almost like triple elim, but a little bit different because you don't have the bracket style. It's just seeding, random seeding. The Rocket Ball squishy toy. You mean the Rocket League stress ball, dude? It's the Rocket League stress ball. That's what it is. I definitely recommend it. It's pretty fun. Who's the best player in your opinion overall? Right now, probably KDup or AyyJayy. It's got to be one of those guys. I mean, well, if we take all game modes into account, I'd have to say KDup, because he is certainly above AyyJayy in 1v1. Just random the entire time, but losers get eliminated, so you don't know who faces who at any point, really. No naps. No, JNaps hasn't been good enough on LAN. JNaps hasn't been good enough on LAN for me to think that he's the best player in the world. Online, JNaps is in the conversation for sure, but offline, no. Played pretty good at DreamHack, but not as good as KDup did. Also, it was so weird. Like I didn't know what to make of the Muffin Men win. Like, I think Gale Force really do just have a massive mental block when it comes to winning a final. It's a huge problem that they have. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it, because they just have a huge problem winning finals. I think the Gale Force should be beating Muffin Men in that final. They should probably be beating Energy as well. And arguably they should have beaten Flipside DreamHack Sweden. They're just choking. No jumping 1v1? Oh dear. Wonder what that would look like. A no jumping 1v1. I mean, surely people would just pop the ball at their opponent's net. I'm really interested. I always know if an idea is going to be a good one if I just immediately somebody suggests it and I start thinking about what it would look like. I'm like, a no jumping 1v1. I'm sure I've seen it before, but I can't remember when. Did I see GFE with Cuxer? I did a little bit. I was in an airport when those matches were ongoing, so I didn't get to watch very closely. I was just listening. Sounds like they did pretty well. For me, the Muffin Men's best player at DreamHack that they won was probably Torment, because he was just really consistent. I liked his facilitating playstyle. Certainly some of the best goalkeeping, positioning that I've seen on LAN. Do you think the skill gap between NA and EU is nearly closed? Well, at the very top level, there really isn't that much of a skill gap, if any at all. I think the only skill gap in the top level of Rocket League is it's not in 3v3, it's just in 1v1. Like, Europe has got the best 1v1 players. Dapper, I think, like Lethamir's, I've never seen him play a ones LAN, so it's hard to know how good he would be in a ones LAN. I'm sure he'd be decent. But Cuxers come out on top of Dapper when they met on LAN. And then I think Scrub would probably just win any 1v1 LAN right now. So if we think just 3v3, the very best teams in the world, there's not much difference right now. I think Gale Force have got the best work ethic, that's why they're winning. Or that's why they're doing the best. I think Gale Force are obviously the best team at the moment. What? There's a 5k ones LAN in Canada that no 144 Hz monitors for? What? Why are they not getting 144 Hz monitors? What are they thinking? I wonder, right, what will, I want to see some, let's get some buggy champions field up in here. Right, no jumping 1v1. Kickoffs will look absolutely ridiculous for a start. It'll be just really hard to save anything, because obviously the hard thing about no jumping is, like, it's hard to appreciate just how big the Rocket League goal is. Until you... Oh, I've scored. It's hard to appreciate just how big the Rocket League goal is until you get up right beside it and you're like, yeah, the goal is actually much, much bigger than a car. It doesn't feel this big because people are so good at saving everything, but the goal is massive. And when you can't jump, it's really, really hard to save just about anything. You need 3 rounds to get from 8 to 4 in a Swiss with 2 wins needed to advance. Yeah, I think that's right. So the way that would work is after one round, 3 people would have... 3 people would have, or 4 people would have 1 win, 4 people would have 1 loss, obviously. And then you would have second round, 2 people have 2 wins, and then 4 have 1 win, and 2 people are out, and then you would just play the matches in the middle, and that would be your top 4. So how many matches would you need to play? You would need to play 4 in round 1, 4 in round 2, then you would only need to play 2 games. So there would be 10 games total in that Swiss. And I think if you did 10 best of 3s, that would be pretty cool for a Swiss. Then that would give you your top 4. And they could be, I guess, best of 5 for the semi-finals and final. I wonder how long that would take. Because obviously my other tournament that I did was just 7 best of 5s, which is potentially... how many games is that? That's 35 games maximum. If you did 10 best of 3s, that's already 30 games maximum. Potentially. And then if you did another, 45 games. So there's potential for 10 extra games. So maybe you would just want to do best of 3 all the way through. What do you guys think? If we did, if I did a 1v1 tournament where there are 8 players, and then you do 1 round of Swiss, which is just, random seeding, you get to play someone in a best of 3. I'm going to draw this up for you guys, because I know not everybody understands what a Swiss bracket looks like. So let's really quickly get Microsoft Paint up in here. And I'll show you. Because I want to know your guys' opinion on this. Your guys' opinion. Oh. Get away from me. This is like an improved Paint. So, oh, this is going to be good. I love a bit of Paint.
Hey, Johnny boy.
Hello. Wait, I'll move this down so you guys can still see when people sub. Because that's how you sell out. By the way, we do have JTBC94, thanks for the Prime sub, and SYS13M, thank you as well. Both new subs, I appreciate the Prime subs getting dropped in here. So, the Swiss bracket, how can I draw this in this tool? Where is it? Now, this paint is way too high-tech, hold on. Let's just get OG paint. I'm sure I've got it. There we go. Yes! Ah. Now this is what we needed. This is exactly what everybody wants to see. I need to make this a little bit thicker though. Ah, that's good. So yeah, you would have A versus B, and then you would have C versus D. Actually, no, the way that I'm going to describe this to you is actually much simpler than this. So this is the scores that people would have at the start of the tournament. Everybody's on 0. All 8 players are in 0. Then after 1 round of Swiss, where everybody just plays against a random opponent. It's random seeding, so all 8 players would get 1 best of 3. Then after 1 round, that would mean 4 players have got 1 win, and 4 players have got 1 loss, like this. Then after another round, the way that this would happen is that the 4 players who have 1 win, they all get randomly seeded against each other. So that means that if you have a win, you're playing, and after round 1, you're going to play against another player who has a win. And then after that round, 2 players will have 2 wins, and 2 will have 1 win. And then from the bottom half, same thing happens. So 2 of those guys are going to come out with 1 win, and 2 are going to come out with 0. And that means that these 2 players are then, they're out, because they can no longer make it to 2 wins after the 3rd round of Swiss. And since these guys have already got 2 wins, they're already through. So they've qualified. So that means you only need to do 2 more games. These guys in the middle would get random seeded against each other. And that way you would have, at the end of all this, you would have these guys at the top. They just already had 2 wins. They would go over here. You would also have the 2 guys from the middle coming out with here. And then it would look like this at the end. Like these numbers just carry over. Does this make sense to you guys? Does this make sense? Like these guys are already in, these guys are already out. The guys in the middle are just playing to get in, so these guys would also qualify. And that's what the top 4 that's where they would come from. All best of 3s, 10 games. Eventually you come down to these players. And at that point, I don't know if you would want to random seed the semi-finals, or would you want to put like 1 player, like we would just put this guy here. Would he be guaranteed not to play against this guy here? Top at the start equals win. Wow, rigged unfollow, for goodness sake. Cosmic RL, thanks for this prime sub, by the way. I do appreciate that. And Ahabenezer, thanks for the half a year of subbing. Welcome back, buddy. But if you come and all the flowers are dying, and I am dead as dead, I may... Oh my God, I can't read. Well, maybe you'll come and find the place where I am lying and kneel and say... And wait, have you spelled this correctly? Okay, I'm going to stop because I don't think you spelled it correctly. Good try, though. What about 4 players plus 3 subs for each nation in the best 3 in the next World Cup? It would just take too long. Are 1v4 matches ever coming back? Yeah, probably. Probably. They're really fun. But yeah, this is how a Swiss bracket works. That's what I want to do for my next one's tournament. So there would be 4 best of 3s to go from round 1 to round 2, 4 best of 3s to go from round 2 to round 3, then 2 best of 3s to get to the 3rd round of Swiss, and that's how you get your 4 qualifiers for the semi-final. And then it would just be, like the usual bracket where you've got, like this. You got your winner coming out at the end. That's how it works. Separate EU and NA. Yeah, I would definitely separate EU and NA because cross-server play has just gotten worse and worse with every Rocket League patch that comes out for some reason. I don't know why, but it just gets worse and worse. But I won't save that. To the surprise of all, I'm sure you very much expected me to save that. What, it just joined? What are you doing? I was just explaining a Swiss bracket because I know that not everybody would understand. But do you guys think that would take too long? Well, the one question I want from you guys right now is if I do 10 best of 3s and we cast all of them in one stream, would you then want both semi-finals to also be best of 3? Or would you want them to be best of 5? And I'm not going to best of 7, there's no way. Even for the final, it's just not worth it. Not worth it. So, 10 best of 3s. If you're going to watch 10 best of 3s, do you want what comes after to be best of 5s or more best of 3s? Okay, so just spam 5 or 3. Let's hear. Let's see. Mostly 5s at the moment. Okay, yeah, it's pretty... We don't need a straw poll for this one. That's very, very conclusive. That best of 5s is the one that people want. I thought I could hit that twice off the crossbar and score. Yeah, okay, yeah. You've spoken, the people have spoken, Yeah, gotcha. I got you. I know. Best of 5s. There's no point in having more games in a higher spot in the competition. I just think this best of 7 might be too much in Rocket League. I don't know if best of 7 is ever necessary. I like best of 5s. Best of 5s are good. But the only reason I'm a bit scared of a best of 5 is because it might just take a long time. And best of 3s, you know, some people after watching 10 best of 3s, they might not want to watch 3 best of 5s. They might just want to watch another 3 best of 3s. What best of 5? It's for like a tournament idea that I want to run. I was trying to score that without looking. Finally goes best of 5, but each game is 10 minutes long. Oh my goodness. Am I going to split the prize pool? I'll probably like look for a sponsor for this one because well, I've got a few contacts now. I wanted to run one that was just, you know, community driven. Oh, I forgot you couldn't dodge that late. But yeah, I wanted to run one that was just community driven, just as a tester. And now that I know, that was to remember those tournaments were the first time that I'd ever used this equipment, so I was testing it. The next time I'll get a sponsor because I'm confident that this stuff is good. Fewer games but longer. No, I think that people they're underestimating how long a 10-minute Rocket League game feels like. I mean, I could show you tonight if you want. We could cast a single 10-minute 1v1 and you guys could see just how long it feels like it takes. It's incredible. Bad Panda's like skill captain used to play WoW. Yeah, it's quite similar. I used to I knew about that site. I never used it. Vike Terp says, long time watcher, subscriber, usually watching YouTube.
Hey, Johnny boy.
In the 1v1 tournament, I like the Twitch comments displayed. Well, thanks for letting me know. I know that some people do and some people don't. Most of my Twitch don't like it because they can already see the Twitch chat on their screen. They don't need to be able to see it on mine. But we have to remember that YouTube don't have the Twitch chat unless I put it on my screen, which is most of the reason why I put it there. Because I want to show people what it's like to be on Twitch. Oh, I jumped a little bit too early there. And you can't give people a good Twitch experience without Twitch chat. The live chat is really what makes it what it is, at least for me. Who else we got here? We got Jerome Gemron. Sorry, your name is just impossible for me to read. Gemrom CB. Welcome back 2 months in a row. Says, love your streams. Thanks for the great content. Well, thank you for the kind words. I do appreciate that. And Vike Terp, you were 2 months in a row as well. It's funny how, at least I always see that happen on my stream. Like, there will be a couple of 4-month subs right back to back, then a couple of 2-month subs back to back, a couple of new subs back to back. It's funny how they always happen. Ahab Aneezer says, I didn't realize you turned text chat off. I've been pasting the lyrics to Danny Boy, but replacing Danny with Johnny for several months. The last verse didn't contain Danny, so it got weird. Oh, that's funny, dude. No, I turned off text-to-speech just because I wanted to change it up a little, and I knew that some people wanted to have it off, so we thought, well, I've had it on for a long time. We'll just switch it up by turning it off entirely. Why not? But hey, thanks for the 420. Drop by from YouTube, but don't go to Twitch much. Boy. Keep it up. Thanks, buddy. I do appreciate that. I do appreciate that a lot. Brecco13, thank you for 7 months. Lucky number 11. That's a great film. Love Lucky number 11. Phenomenal movie. I need to watch that again. It's so good. Better than the ball indicator in Champions Field, that's for sure. Much better than the ball indicator. Where the 1v1v1v1v1v1s at? It's, I guess, TBC. I want to do a competitive version of those. How can I do a competitive 1v1v1? I could do that, I guess. Money on the line, competitive 1v1v1v1. And then the final round, of course, just so that people have an incentive to stick around, is just a 4v4 with draft. And the thing that needs to happen is they need to help the player who drafted them score a goal. That's what it would be. I know that's how I think Subparba and HD did their one like that, where they had just the big free-for-all, but then instead of just having a 1 versus 1 for the final round, with first goal winning, it was captain's draft, and they would pick all of the players. They would pick all the players in the lobby one by one till the rosters were full, and then only the player who started only the team captains are allowed to score. Well, I mean, you're allowed to score, but you don't win unless the team captain scores. That's what I mean. Do I have whispers on? Nah, I've got whispers off on Twitch, because Twitch whisper interface is honestly horrendous. It's absolutely the worst thing of all time. So I just turn them off. Would you rather be silver or a virgin for the rest of your life? Oh, well, I mean, I'm already bronze, so, I mean, nothing changes there. What about the round the world game mode that you played with Subpar? That one, I don't know. There was something missing from that when I played it. It had a lot of potential, but I don't know what it is. There was just something missing, and I don't know. Until I figure out what that something is, I wouldn't try to host that. Because I don't know what it is. It would have to be changed. Alright, Ty. Thanks for letting me know. What boost is it? Alpha boost? This boost? This is pink magic missile, dude. It's pink magic missile. Did I switch to controller? No, this is a keyboard mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Can you not tell because of the only really sharp turns? Oh, I forgot that I reset this shot, so it's not going to be very high off the ground. Any possibility the next World Cup will be 4v4? There's a 0% chance, buddy. Actually, I can't say 0, can I? I shouldn't say 0% chance.